Oh no, that's me. And what am I wearing? Oh Lord, nobody needs to see that. But that's me and my parents. We were a happy trio. Yep, I was an only child, and I loved them very much. I still do. We had lots of silly times together as well. One summer, we drove out west. It was when I was 13 years old. The important thing about that summer is that it was the first time that I really had an idea of what I wanted to be when I grow up. It was when my dad and mom and I were hiking in the Grand Canyon and we saw a park ranger, and I realized, hey, that could be an actual job. But then I got back to school and I forgot about that job. This is my mom again. Isn't she beautiful? She loved to be in the garden. She taught me how to be in the garden. So I got my first job at the Mountaineer Garden Center, and I did a lot of planting. Later though, I got a really cool job. It was a bus boy. I wasn't as cool as these guys, but being a first job, a bus boy was pretty darn awesome. Later, I became a lifeguard. If I wasn't swimming at the lake or gardening, I was at the lake as a lifeguard. Then I went to work at the Edge of the World Outfitters. That's where I learned how to tune skis and wax skis. I also learned about hazing. It was a hard job, but I learned a lot. Then I moved on to sell lift tickets up at Beach Mountain Ski Slope. I wanted to be a snowboard patroller, but they didn't allow it. Then high school came, and life was pretty great for me. After high school, I got my first acting gig at Paramount's Carowinds. Welcome to Paramount's Carowinds Karaoke Connection, where you sing the top hits by the top artist. My name is Dylan, and I'll be your karaoke connection. After that, it was time to head to college. Believe it or not, I started out wanting to be a counselor, but then I had to take biology, and that foiled those plans. So I became a housekeeper, and I got a job helping a guy with Friedreich's ataxia. That was my first time in the helping field. It was a difficult job, but I appreciated it. Next, I became a waiter. I became a waiter because my theater professor told me to get lost. That's when I learned that I needed to change the way that I was working in school, and I needed to take my craft seriously. So, I went back to college, I got my headshots, I got a gig in the field, running a spotlight at the Serenade show every single night. It was tech, not acting, but it was worth it. Then I went to the Southeastern Theater Conference, and that's where I was introduced to the Missoula Children's Theater. I decided to take a contract with them. I went on tour performing in the show Sleeping Beauty. This is actually where I met my wife as well. This was a whole game changer for me. All of a sudden, I was doing what I loved, with who I loved.
They travel from town to town in little red trucks.
Well, Johnny Appleseed, 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 that sound of that anybody. It's everything electrically.
Yep, being on tour with my wife was an amazing gift, and we were going to have a little one on the way. So it was time to settle down and get back to work. MCT offered me a job in facilities. It was consistent pay, and I was needing that to pay the bills, but I hated being a janitor. So I moved to the YMCA to work at the day camps. Then went to Virginia City to work as an opera house player. I was back in theater. Then I headed back to MCT, and this is where my roots would grow. At MCT, we believe that it's the development of life skills in children through participation in the performing arts. As one of the directors for MCT, we joke that it's the development of life skills in adults through participation in the performing arts. This is where I learned how to help grown-ups help kids. This is what made me
want to continue to help people.